Wah, wah, wah. Whoa! One more time. Best out of three. Oh, yeah. First of all, I'm not encouraging violence. This is one of those kid guns, safety tip, red tip thing. And second of all, I wonder how I would have done in the Wild West. And well, third of all, what the heck does this have to do with what we're talking about here right now? Well, we are looking at multiplying polynomials. Still, what does a fast draw have to do with multiplying polynomials? Well, I'm a huge fan of Westerns, if you haven't figured that out yet. And I just watched Young Guns again. And it's the ending. It's the part where Emilio Estevez, he gets thrown out of the second story of this house in a trunk. No one sees this coming. I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, what? He jumps out of the trunk, guns blazing and everything like that. And of course he gets away and they have a sequel. But it's the guns blazing thing. Well, excuse me, not the guns blazing. It's the hopping out of that trunk scenario is where I'm going with this. So right now I've got this trunk. I got a big trunk here. But I got this trunk. I need to spring these guys out of the trunk, if you will. I know it's a stretch, but I had to try something, right? Math can get pretty boring, let's face it. So you got to spruce it up somehow. So to spring this guy from the trunk, let's multiply it. Now this guy is going to have a little secret involved, right? A little Emilio Estevez with his struck the pistol. Emilio Estevez with his little short, with his jumping out of the trunk, right? He could have just come out of the house, guns blazing and everything, but they came out with a little secret. And I've got a little secret I'm going to show you on this problem. I know the answer right away. I'm going to go straight to it. You know what? I can't hold it off any longer. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 4y times a negative 4y is a negative 16y squared. It's done. What? How did I get there so fast? What about that outers and inners business? Well, let's see what happened. Let's do this the long way. Let's take a step back. Okay, it's done and it's right. But let's take a step back and figure out, wow, how did I get there so fast? So let's multiply this thing through doing that FOIL thing I mentioned in a different video. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times a negative 4y is a negative 12xy. And then I got 4y times 3x, that's 12xy. And then 4y times a negative 4y is a negative 16y squared. Check out your two middle terms there. They're additive inverses of each other. So they subtract out, if you will. And so my answer is just the outside guys. So it's 9x squared and the negative 16y squared. Now, how did I know that? How did I know this answer was going to be this way? Well, this is an example of what's called the difference of squares. Where if you have a plus b times a minus b, in other words, if they're the exact same binomial, differing only by a sign, that's a plus, that's a minus, then you know your answer is going to be a squared minus b squared. And you don't have to do the two middle guys. That's how I got to the answer so fast. Just like Emilio Estevez, or Billy the Kid in the character, was able to pull off that little shortcut of his, right? Yeah, I know, I just keep dreaming. Okay, now this next one here, let's look at it real quick. I like to call this like the Oreo cookie problem. Let me elaborate. 5x minus 7y quantity squared. Don't do this, right? Red's bad. Don't do this. Oh, 25x squared plus 49y squared. There's my answer. No, it's not. Okay. It doesn't quite follow the same way that my difference of squares did, right? Where I just multiply the first, multiply the last, and or square the first and square the last, and it's done. Okay, this is going to be a little different. Let's go ahead and slow down on this one. and do this the long way. 5x minus 7y times 5x minus 7y. Right? It's 5x minus 7y times itself. That's what the square means here, right? Well, let's go ahead and show what's happening. I'm going to have the 5x times the 5x, which is 25x squared. And I got 5x times a negative 7y. That's a negative 35xy. And then let's do the inside. Negative 7y times 5x. That's a negative 35xy. And then I got negative 7y times a negative 7y. And that's a plus 49y squared. Combining your two middle terms, you get 25x squared minus 70xy plus 49y squared. And that is the answer. So one may ask, well, wait a minute. Is there some shortcut to this? Oh, let me back up one. I said the Oreo cookie, didn't I? Yeah, it's like an Oreo cookie. So the squared guys here are the crust parts, right? The part that no one likes on an Oreo cookie. But man, you got to get the creamy goodness of your Oreo cookie, right? That's the best part. So when you're looking at this kind of a trinomial, when you got something squared, I like to call it an Oreo cookie. Where you got the outside crust and you got the creamy goodness on the inside. Now there's a special name that goes to this. This is what's called, as opposed to the difference of squares, what I just did here is what's called a perfect square trinomial. Okay, perfect square trinomial. Perfect, I can spell it, square trinomial. Here's what it looks like. My green's going, so I'm going to switch to blue. If you have a plus b, quantity squared, the formula looks like this. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Its negative counterpart, a minus b quantity squared, and that's what we're seeing here, is the a minus b quantity squared. Looks like this. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And where the 2ab comes from is a and b multiplied together, right? 5x times 7y. That was the 35xy, right? But notice it happens twice there. That's why you have the 2. So, is there a fast way to have done this problem, this 5x minus 7y squared, using the little shortcut of Billy the Kid coming out of the trunk kind of thing? Yeah, in fact, let me just make one up. Suppose we had, say, use a different color, orange. Suppose we had 2x minus 7y, quantities squared. Okay, I'm going to go shortcut here. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 7y, negative 7y is a negative 14xy. Double it, that's a negative 28xy. And then negative 7y times negative 7y is a positive 49y squared. Boom, done. I didn't have to show that whole extra step. Shortcuts, good.